saw an article recently in the Wall Street Journal that began with the headline, "Companies start to think that remote work isn't so great after all." Now, as someone who has been working remotely since 2008, I have to say I knew that was coming. And maybe most people did. But just a couple months ago, or even a month ago, and which, for those who are wondering, is, I believe, the equivalent of 4 to 5 years in non-2020 time measurements. It was common to see numerous reports of businesses that were discovering that the productivity and efficiency gains of having most or all of their workforce officing at their homes. There was talk of, we're never going back. People were getting a firsthand look at how much of the budget was eaten up with office expenses and how much time was spent traveling to meetings or even commuting to work. Employees that were used to having to dress up every day and slogging through traffic were experiencing the joy of dressing from the waist up and commuting to the kitchen or the spare bedroom. Then came the next global pandemic, Zoom fatigue. And employers also began noticing that some of the employee work from home productivity may have actually been a panic-induced, get everything done that's possible, work harder than normal so that they don't decide just to lay me off productivity. Team leaders began to realize that the tiny little micro communications and mini strategy sessions that happened informally in the office simply weren't happening. It had just taken a few months to notice the cumulative impact of their absence. And many noticed that without being able to rely on the nonverbal cues of face-to-face interactions, they were increasingly unsure what was and was not being said. And overall, people became less clear about expectations and paths forward. And anxiety was creating even more conflicts than usual, and these conflicts weren't being dealt with because once you turn off the camera, the other person is no longer in the same building. Oh, and nobody knows how to plan for next quarter because we still don't know if our children will be back in school, or if the U.S. Postal Service will still be a thing, or if the requirements for our business to stay legally in business might change completely. Meanwhile, most of us have finished all of Netflix, and nobody knows when a new movie or TV show is going to be made. So this is the good news. This is precisely the world Creative Leadership Resources was designed to help you navigate. Now, while we are currently experiencing a slightly more intense version of what we initially expected, make no mistake, variations of these same dynamics have been present and undermining the health and effectiveness of leaders and organizations all along. And Creative Leadership Resources can help you not only navigate and survive these turbulent and chaotic waters, but through our customized consulting, coaching, training, development solutions, we can help you develop the mindsets, processes, and resources, the tools to thrive regardless of the changes or uncertainty that are going on around you now and in the future. So while I personally have been doing this transformative work with people in many contexts for years now, Creative Leadership Resources itself was born in the year 2020. It is a 2020 native. This is the only world, the only home we've ever known. And we are open for business and ready to help you stay that way. We want to partner with you to notice what is, imagine what could be, and co-create what is becoming.